Slate with your hosts Daniel Garza and Carson Phillips, providing you with movie news, reviews, and more. Sit back, relax, and don't forget to go to the concessions and get your snacks and your drinks for your entertainment. This is the Clean Slate Podcast.
Welcome back, guys. It's Halloween night. You know what night it is. It's the spookiest night of the year. The dead are closer than ever before, and we have two fun movies to talk about. I've only seen one of these. I haven't seen the other one, so pretty fun conversation up ahead. And we will also be sharing our favorite films from this Halloween season. And our first season doing video, so this is kind of a milestone episode for us. So thank you for watching. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, for sure. All right, cool. Well, let's get right into it, guys. The first movie we are going to be doing is Paranorman. A misunderstood boy takes on ghosts, zombies, and grown-ups to save his town from a centuries-old curse.
Sick. Yeah, so this is a fun movie. If you've seen some of the other like stop-motion horror adjacent things like Nightmare Before Christmas, Coraline, which we have reviews of both of now, I think.
Yeah, we do.
We're actually running low on horror stop motion. But this is from
the Giant Peach.
We did do that, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we're out of everything. There might be some more. But so Daniel's kind of fresh to stop motion still. Well, now you're seasoned, but
yeah. But
this fresh to liking it. But anyways, this has two directors that have done some really cool movies. One of them did Flushed Away.
Oh, wow.
Which is a classic. And then the other one did that stop motion Missing Link film, which is actually a really fun movie. Maybe we could
did
review
that one.
Did we actually?
Yeah, we did it last Christmas.
Oh, that's a good movie. That's a good one.
A great movie.
For Christmas? Yeah. No, for Monster Madness.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Go check those out. You're gonna have to check them out on Spotify or Apple Podcast. On podcasters. Anyways, so this movie, pretty simple premise. We have Norman. He's not like other kids. He sees dead people. And his family's like, chill out, dude.
Stop looking at me. Look at your camera.
The town is like, chill out, dude. And basically he's, an outcast, and he gets a chance to prove himself when on one night, I'm going to say Halloween, it's probably not, a witch comes back and brings the dead with her, and the townsfolk want to kill the dead, and there's a whole big drama, and it's really fun. Great supporting cast of characters in this one. So
yeah, it's a crazy cast, actually.
Yeah.
We got Anna Kendrick, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, which is McLovin.
Oh, is it actually? That's crazy.
Yeah. And then we got Casey Affleck. And then
who does Casey Affleck play?
He plays Mitch.
Oh, no way. That's hilarious.
And then we got John Goodman, who plays Mr. Pendergast. And then Cody Smith McPhee, who plays Norman, who you would recognize him from The Road, Let Me In, X-Men Apocalypse. Pretty seasoned.
Crazy cast then.
Yeah, pretty much. So,
cool stuff.
Going into likes and dislikes, starting off, I think I'm at this point now where every stop motion I kind of like.
Just love the animation.
It's just because you appreciate the craft, right? But this one, it just had like a different, unique feel to it, rather than like, I feel like almost watching, like if I'm just watching the screen, just like a stop motion take place. This one really did a great integrating in cinematography wise, just like and even in the style, like how they show, like they kind of repeat going back to the feet and keeping the mystery with
a pretty active camera, I guess you could say.
And even like those push-ins, I was like, wow, this is really good. Like they set the bar high for the stop motion on this one, and the critics loved it. I think it got like an 89 or 90% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow,
like it's a pretty highly rated movie. So that is great. I love just some of the, like, I think the writing is so smart in this one because this movie is genuinely funny. Like, I had a lot of times where I
when
just
he's like,
bursting up laughing.
my pecs or my pectorals, and then don't call
Ow,
him boobs, and he hits him. He's like, ow, my boobs. And I was like, I've never more related in a movie in my life.
Yeah, no, he definitely has like a, what is it, Diary of a Wimpy Kid vibes.
Or Monster House, maybe.
Yeah,
That's what
too.
it reminds me of a little bit.
Yeah, so this movie is really creative. The story is really deep, and it has a lot of different themes and symbolisms, and I guess more that you could take away from than I would say normal stop motion. Like, when I think of normal stop motion, I think of like James and the Giant Peach, right? Like, that movie's all about dreams and finding your dream, like, right, classic stuff. But this like goes deep into like identity
Being an
issues.
outcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Accepting yourself, and then others just not accepting you, even though you accept yourself. Like, it's
even though you're different, like embracing your unique qualities about you, even if it's like seeing the dead. So
yeah, I mean, it's a little weird in that sense, but I agree. Like, even like, this is a good movie for junior hires, I think, or maybe even high schoolers, because you're at that stage in life where like you just feel different, and you know, it's hard to find the people that accept you for being different. So I think it's a cool story. The animation's great. It's funny. I like the side. I think the side characters make it for me, to be honest.
Oh, 100%.
Even like the jock brother. Oh my gosh! Like, he's like gay at the end. I'm like, makes sense. It's so
like,
funny.
My boyfriend will.
It's so good.
No, but dude, my favorite of this entire movie is the zombies. Like, at the very end, when they finally go into the town and they see how like bad humanity actually is.
They're like super bummed.
They like get scared of it themselves. I don't know.
Funny.
I just thought it was a really funny movie.
Do you have any dislikes?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I have a couple. I don't know, but did we watch this together? I feel like we watched this together at like a birthday party, because this came out in 2012.
This is one of the ones that I have not seen as much. Like, I've seen Coraline a lot, and those other ones quite a bit. But this one I've only seen a handful of times. So
yeah. I can't remember, but I was like pretty like sad. I was like, I think we did watch this together. Anyway, did you have any more likes before we go into dislikes?
I could go on forever, but I think we should jump into dislikes.
All right, cool. So dislikes for me is, I think some of the story got a little bit convoluted for me.
That's
like
fair.
when they're trying to integrate the witch and then the zombies and the ghosts. Like, it seemed like it was a little bit too much for its britches in that sense. I was like, they're kind of getting lost along the way. I feel like there's good individual stories for each of them, and they should have either picked one or two and stuck with that. But by the end of it, we have all three, and I'm like, okay, wait, hold on.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, and then the last scene, it's a good scene with him and the girl. The girl, or in the woods.
The last dramatic scene.
Yeah, and that last scene is actually sweet. I like that with the dad.
Yeah, it's kind of cute.
But it just was like a very long, emotional scene. And you know me with false endings, like, you think it's gonna be over, and then they keep going, and then they keep going. I felt like this movie had a little bit of that, and that's what kind of took me out of it a tad. But I think that's really it that I have.
Yeah, I think I agree. Like, the plot does get a little bit all over the place at some points. Yeah. And not that it's hard to follow, but it's hard to follow, if you know what I mean. Like, if you're paying attention, you're fine, but like, if you blink, you might miss something. Exactly. So I think that is, especially because I don't want to say it's a kid's movie, because it's a movie for everybody, but the main audience is going to be children, and I feel like they could miss something that way. But overall, it's still really great, and I think it's a good Halloween night watch for sure.
Yeah, and you know what? The zombies kind of remind me of like Minions, so to speak. Like, this was like early type Minions, because they're just so stupid and funny. But like, I don't know. I can't say it enough that the zombies in this movie really got me laughing, and the creativity behind it. Dude, the zombies are funny, but the creativity and the style of it. Oh, one more dislike I had. Okay. Was some of the animation on some of the people. Like, I think the teacher was one of them, where I was just like, why does she look like that. And I get it. It's kind of like a character
into it, or
no. They almost like overdid it. It was like almost like it became a caricature at a certain point. That was my only dislike for
a
some
little
of
bit
them.
too stylized, perhaps.
Maybe, yeah. And again, that's just me being picky. But yeah, I don't know. Overall, I really love the story. I love how at the end, like the message is really clear that his community ended up standing up with him. Even the bully. Like the bully, like that he had.
The bully's one of the better characters, actually.
Yeah, and so
funny.
Yeah,
I like that he's emo too. I'm like, why are you the bully?
And he's just such a, I don't know. Some of the freaking like things were, like I forget what his friend's name is, but he was like, yeah, if you were a little bit taller, bulkier, and dumber, you would be popular.
Yeah, true
like,
though.
True.
Very true.
So I don't know. I think it's a great movie by Focus Features, and it definitely stands the test of time. It's got really good messages. It's got really good symbolism and morals, and overall, it's a really good, like, fun buddy kind of movie. So
super good.
Definitely enjoy this one. Okay, cool. Any last thoughts on Paranorman?
No, let's jump into Pumpkinhead.
Pumpkinhead. All right. After a tragic
pumpkin
accident,
gives you head. I'm so sorry.
Why are you like this? I'm leaving that in.
Sorry, Mom.
Okay, here's the logline. After a tragic accident, a man conjures up a towering, vengeful demon called Pumpkinhead to destroy a group of unsuspecting teenagers. I think they're a little bit suspecting.
Yeah.
They definitely know something.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Okay, give them a little rundown of this.
Yeah, so this movie, we kind of start on a flashback to what looks like the 1800s. It's not. But basically what happens is this little boy witnesses this man trying to get into their house. He's clearly terrified, but his dad won't let in this man for whatever reason. And then he sees this creature, this alien-looking, pumpkin-headed looking creature kill this man. And then we jump to present day, where something horrible happens to this man and his family.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil too much, but something really bad happens with his family, and he wants revenge. And so he ends up seeking out what he thought was maybe like a childhood imagination or a legend of the town. Turns out it's very real, and the consequences of seeking out this ungodly power is bad. So, pretty cool, like Southern Gothic horror setup there. Really haven't seen too much like it. I mean, it's also familiar at the same time, but it's a cool movie.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Well, likes and dislikes. Likes, I genuinely actually like the story. It's very simple. It doesn't do too much that you're like kind of getting lost in some ways, like Paranorman. But
it's like the opposite story-wise. Like,
no, it really is.
Simplest.
But so I really like it. I think it's very like it just kind of happens. There's nothing like crazy that you really need to know. Like I genuinely think that those scenes at the beginning weren't that necessary to the story.
No, you don't need it at all.
Like we still get the point across pretty clearly. But yeah, I thought the acting, I'll get into that later. The music was really cool. I like the soundtrack of it. It gives you that kind of like what you were saying, that Southern feel to it and that old time feel. I think the stakes are pretty clear in this movie. And it's just a simple, like, easy movie to watch.
Easy watch. I mean, in some ways, it's also really freaking dark. I think it's kind of really like overwhelmingly dark in some ways, like unexpected though. Like you're like, this is heavy. But yeah, I agree with everything you've said. I think it is a really fun movie. It has really unique and intense kills without being too over the top either. Like the girl that gets slammed through the window that was horrifying to see.
That was crazy,
but cool, especially because like the practical effects I think on this movie. The creature looks better than a lot of CGI creatures I've seen. There's a couple parts where the bodies. Yeah, no, it literally, if they did this for VHS Beyond with the alien scenes,
so good.
I would be screaming like this is the best movie ever. But
yeah,
the creature effects. I think the guy who did the creature effects is also the director, so you can tell he put some love into it. There's a couple parts of the main guy. Can't remember the actor's name right now, but his like teeth start to change and like,
Yeah.
you're like, is he getting more hillbilly? Like, what's going on here? And I was like, looking at Alyssa, I'm like, this is kind of like offensive, I feel like. And then at the end, when you realize there's a reason he's changing, I was like, oh, that makes way more sense. But when the creature, the Pumpkinhead, has more human-like features, dude, that is gross and creepy. And they don't overuse the creature either. Like, it's a lot of shadows or strobe effects to kind of hide that it's a person in a suit. Like, it's a genuinely good monster movie. And I do have a few complaints, but I think if you haven't seen it, because I never saw it before, it's
same.
exciting to watch. Like, I heard the sequels suck, but I really want to. I wish they were good so I could seek those out. And whoever owns the rights, let me direct the remake.
Dude, honestly, like, I was thinking that exact same thing. I was like, this movie genuinely just needs a remake.
It needs it.
Like, it would be so good. We could keep it all practical, and it would be fun. Like,
just amp it up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Have fun.
Okay, so dislikes. What do you have for dislikes?
The teens in this one,
huge
dude. Water's underrated. All right, Water's Pumpkinhead, bro. But sorry, you threw me way off.
I'm sorry. I realized I asked you that question like while you were
like while I'm supposed to be talking,
so I had to like buffer at some point.
I will say the teen cast in this, or the teens in this, they're not the best at acting or best like written characters in the world.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like anything worse than you would get in like a Friday the 13th or any of those movies, but it's just in a movie that I think is really well made. They're kind of like a lesser point. Like, I think there's only one of the teens that I felt like was okay, and that was the girl with the camera. I feel like she was decent. And she was supposed to be like, I guess, our final girl, but again, the teens aren't written very well. They don't really matter, which is fine, but I kind of wish maybe there was a little bit more there. And then I don't know. I think that might be it. Like,
okay,
that's like my biggest complaint. And I guess I kind of wish the ending was maybe a little bit longer. That final conflict. I feel like I wish I had a little bit more of that because I just was enjoying it. But I guess that's a good thing. So
yeah, I think I agree with that. I agree with what you said. Like, the same thing. The teens weren't the best actors or written. But yeah, that ending is almost like they knew what to do pretty quickly to
it was just
finish. It. And it was just like, wait a second, how did we get here? But on the contrary, when we get the even more spoon-fed of like what is actually happening, where I hated that scene where it's like, well,
you mean like
the I forget who he is,
like in the middle of the movie?
Yeah, where he's just like, there was a legend. Some teens, and you're just like, I don't know. Part of me was like, I think the way that the boy like died in this one, it's just a weird random like situation to have happened. It's like a very freak accident for this dad.
It was sad, dude.
It was
kind of like
sad.
Upset me.
No, it was 100% sad, but it was also just like enough of a freak accident to where I was like, okay, that would like. This is going over.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, if he was like a drunk driver, like in terms of an actual vehicle, and there was like some sort of collision, and the dad was also in the car, like, I think that would have been like kind of a
maybe
better
work
choice.
A little bit smoother. I think the part two of this is if the kids all stayed behind, there'd be no movie, right? Like, would he still try to get revenge at that point? I don't know.
Yeah.
And I do kind of wish there was more of a moment between him and the guy that did hit his kid. I think that could have been like, there kind of was. And he does have empathy for him when something bad happens to him, but it's not quite tied together as nice as it could have been.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think all that wrapped up in a nice little bow is kind of the reason why I was like, it's not the greatest movie in the world. But it's still
hyped on it right now.
For sure. I just finished it, but
yeah, me too.
At the same time, it's a pretty good movie that I thoroughly enjoyed. And kind of like what you said is the guy in the suit that plays Pumpkinhead. It just looks so cool. Like,
and he has a personality. Like, he smirks and like is kind of funny.
It's scary,
like,
dude.
Like
Yeah.
when he's going after the girl who had like the cross necklace and then does that on her head. I was like, dang, that's messed up. Like,
Yeah.
like where did that come from?
It's definitely very sinister. So, okay, scare factor for Paranorman and for what is this movie? Pumpkinhead.
Paranorman, like a 4. I don't think it'd be that
Okay.
scary. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
And then Pumpkinhead, dude, like a 10, honestly. Like if I was in that
Yeah.
situation, the movie itself isn't that scary, but there's some creepy moments for sure.
Yeah, like
but-
if you're in the situation, I for sure give. This is like the first 10 that I'll give of being like,
Oh yeah,
I'm
especially because he
scared.
grabs everyone by their head. Like I don't want to get touched in the
Yeah,
head.
dude. Yeah. Anyway, guys, so you can go watch both of those movies. Paranorman is on Prime and Pluto if you use Pluto, and then Pumpkinhead is on AMC Plus and Shudder. But now,
Was it on Shudder? I rented it.
did you really?
I'm a dingus. I paid $2 for this movie.
That's crazy. You should have just bought it at that point.
I probably should have. I would watch it again. This is like gonna be like a new seasonal movie for me.
Anyway, guys. Okay, well, now we are going to move in. We're officially wrapped on 31 days of Halloween. It is, slow clap, golf clap. That is, what is it? So 31, 32,
What are you talking about?
34 movies we watched.
Oh, we did 34 movies for 31. 34
Yeah.
for 31?
34
No one
for
else
31.
on YouTube did that.
Nobody else, guys.
Just
that deserves
us.
a like, a follow, and a subscribe if you would please. And now let's
Even a
just
thumbs
talk
down.
about,
Any interaction.
yeah, and just give us something. But now let's talk about our favorite movies of the season 3, 31 Days of Halloween. This is our third time we've done 31
This is
days.
crazy.
Yeah, it is.
And you
pretty
think we
insane.
would have seen it all, but we haven't.
Yeah, we haven't even scratched the surface on horror movies at this point.
I know. I keep finding new stuff. I started making a list for next year, so recommend us stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so let's go through. We've watched 34 movies. What have been your top 3 movies of this entire season?
You want me to go first?
We'll go one at a time.
All right. Since we just talked about it, I'm honestly going to say Pumpkinhead.
That's
I
crazy.
had so much fun watching this movie. I don't know if it was just so different than everything else we watched, but I just had a good time.
Okay. I'm going to say my first one is going to be Late Night with the Devil. That one I feel like is such a good, like, really well done aspect ratio, black and white. Like, it had all the things that I loved in it. So Late Night with the Devil is not my favorite, but top 3 for sure.
Oh, yeah. Okay. My next one is The First Omen because it was just really good. It was scary.
Yeah.
Unexpectedly good for a studio film. So
Okay. I was also going to do First Omen, but I'm going to switch it now.
okay, switch it up.
I'm going to do Night Swim. No, I'm just kidding.
My favorite. No, Boo 2, bro.
Boo too. Okay, I'm gonna actually. I'm probably gonna catch some flack from this, but I'm gonna go Run. Run is top 3, dude.
You're only catching flack from me, but
Yeah,
I hated it. I hated that movie.
I liked Run a lot, man. This sucks though. I might have said Run too early. Oh, actually, I think we did 36 movies because we had another double feature, which was
Yeah, Uzumaki
Abigail
was a
and
whole TV show too.
Yeah, damn. Okay.
My next one, it's hard because there's so many of these I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
But VHS Beyond got me in that sweet spot for the Halloween mood. I don't know what it was, but I just kind of hooked it on that one. I keep thinking about it. So, and I can't say it's like better than some of the movies we've watched either. It's just I enjoyed it.
Damn, this is really tough.
I'm gonna predict. Speak no
Okay,
evil.
you go ahead and predict. I'm gonna say The Wailing. No, I'm just kidding. The
I
Wailing
mean,
is
okay,
really
that
good.
movie's amazing. That's like one of
It's
the
really
best
good,
ones we
but
watched.
I don't think it's made my top 3. I think I'm gonna say Speak No Evil.
I knew it.
Yeah,
I knew it.
I hate that you were just right now, but I mean, you took VHS from me. It was genuinely between Oddity and Speak No Evil. Genuinely,
Ooh,
Oddity
Oddity's
was so good. Yeah, so
We had a lot of good ones this year. I think
yeah.
each season we do this, it has a different flavor of what we walk away from. I feel like the first season was like a lot of messed up stuff, and this season
Yeah.
I feel like was a lot of great stuff. So
Yeah, season 2
And a
was a
couple
little
bad
bit.
things. Season
I feel
2
like
was a lot of
season
stinky,
2.
a lot of stinky movies.
It was rough, dude. Season
Just
2.
mid.
Okay, worst movie.
Boo 2.
This one. You think so?
Yeah,
Okay, do
Boo
one
2.
that's not so obvious. Like Boo 2, we knew that was going to be bad going in.
Okay, Run.
Same thing with Night Swim. Okay, that's fair. You're going to hate me for this one also, but I'm going to say I saw the TV Glow.
Oh, I actually really liked that movie.
Yeah, I know you did.
I might write a paper on it, actually. But anyway,
Do it.
I
Yeah,
enjoyed
no,
it.
I don't know. I just couldn't get behind that movie, but
It's not like a horror film though. Like I feel like for Halloween, it might not be the best watch.
yeah.
You got to watch it with the right frame of mind, and we probably weren't in it.
Yeah, true. I think that's genuinely accurate. Okay, guys. Well, that is the end of 31 Nights of Halloween. Guys, if you stuck with us throughout the entire time, watched all, I don't know
Gold
about
star.
watched all the movies, but you watch, yeah, exactly. We should genuinely do a shirt.
Like
so
a
it's like, I
badge.
survived 31 Nights of Halloween.
Next
that would
season,
be-
guys.
Yeah, next season. Anyway, guys, but you would think that we wind down after this, and that is not true. We actually get 2 more runs of things before the year is up. So we have Noirvember, which is something I think this is
Not
this our
every day though.
No,
This is
not
our
at all.
second or third year doing Noir
Yeah.
November though. And I think
Yeah,
we're
and
doing
it's-
more this year. So
Yes. So we're definitely doing Noirvember again. This is a Carson classic, so he likes a lot of noir movies. And you know what? Because I've just been so wiped of 31
it's be nice,
night-
fresh.
Yeah,
rainy
it's just it brings
movies.
something different. Anyway, guys,
All right.
so we have Noirvember coming up next. So starting next week, we will be doing 4 or 5 movies of noir movies, and
4
then
movies.
yeah, 4 movies, and then we're going to be doing our classic Clean Slate podcast Christmas special.
Ooh.
Which we don't know how many movies we're going to do, but it's between 4 and 31.
25.
I don't think we have time in our
Maybe
lives to do
13.
this.
It's
It's gonna be something
We'll see.
like that.
We'll do something fun.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing our Christmas special, and then start of the new year. Carson and I have consistently done something. Well, now consistently, I would say, is every month we choose a theme that we want to cover in movies and just stick to that theme. So, something like in March we did Monster Madness, so that's where we released all these hats and did all monster movies.
It's a nice hat.
It's really fun. It is a very nice hat. And then, so we're going to be just kind of strutting away on the rest of our year until the next October. But guys, please stick around and, like, subscribe, share our podcast so we can get some more views. We're going to be coming out with clips, so hopefully that will help our algorithm into being seen.
Yep.
But yeah, guys, thank you so much for sticking by and watching our podcast. It's been a lot of fun. I actually think season 3 or 31
I'm
Nights of
hyped,
Halloween.
dude. Let's do it again. Let's do 31 more right now.
I cannot talk right now. I was like, anyway, this is probably my favorite season so far of 31 Nights. The first one and this one are like, we had a lot of good movies in this.
It was a good year.
Yeah.
I do have a bonus rec before we close out.
Ooh, let's do it.
If you guys are still in spooky mood, but you don't want to watch a movie, get yourself the comic book series called Harrow County. You can buy the whole series in one go right now for like $40 if you get the 2 paperbacks.
Nice.
It's worth a read. Southern Gothic horror though.
Oh, okay.
Painted artwork. It's like watercolors. It's beautiful.
That's insane. Okay, cool.
Yeah, check it out, y'all.
There's like one, I don't know if it's a show or if it's a movie that's coming out that I just saw. I think it comes out like November
Teacup?
12th. Teacup is one of them, but that's not what I'm thinking of.
There's a lot of horror stuff that's coming out after the fact.
I know. So if you know anything about me and Carson and I, we just kind of live in Horrorville most of the time.
We do enjoy it, yeah.
We started doing our themed months because we kept going back to horror movies. We'll always throw in a horror movie every single month. But yeah, guys, we like doing this. We thank you for sticking around, and I feel sad. I don't want to end 31 Nights right now.
Yeah. Guys, we'll see you next week. on Friday. Not this coming Friday, but the next Friday.
Yes, so the rest of our podcast is just once a week.
Yeah, not every day.
Yeah, no, so sorry about that if you were expecting an episode every single day. We're not that type of YouTube content creators.
No.
So,
We
but
don't have
guys,
enough
do not
schlop for y'all.
forget, like, subscribe, share, comment, and we will see you next week for the start of Noirvember.
That's a clean slate.